So the new Ghostbusters movie is coming out this week, and everybody calm down! We're not talking about the movie. What we are going to talk about is the IDW comic book series written by Eric Burnham with art by Dan Schranig. Because for as upset as we may be with a new movie having a new cast, new characters, new universe, that doesn't mean the original Ghostbusters went anywhere or are going anywhere. IDW has been putting out great comics since 2008, and the ongoing they've been putting out since 2011 is the best Ghostbusters has been in years. Ghostbusters may not have the same presence in comics as other licensed properties like Transformers or G.I. Joe, but that doesn't mean there aren't Ghostbusters comics. There have been since about 1988. The first series of comics that came out in 1988 was based on the real Ghostbusters cartoon and was fairly typical of licensed kids comics at the time. That series would end in 1992, and we wouldn't get a new Ghostbusters series until 2004 when 88 Miles Per Hour Studios, yes, that's really their name, put out Ghostbusters Legion, which was this time based on the movie. That unfortunately only lasted 4 issues, as 88 Miles Per Hour had a lot of financial problems and eventually went bankrupt and closed. And to my knowledge, Legion has never been reprinted as of this day. Following that, there was a manga series by Tokyopop called Ghostbusted. It was a thing. Look, Tokyopop was known for just flooding the market with a lot of books, not necessarily even good books. And Ghostbusters was just another license they snatched up, like Star Trek or Jim Henson Properties or Warcraft. But then in 2008 came IDW. They snagged the license, and thank God they did. Finally, somebody who knows how to do licensed comics right. They put out a couple of miniseries and one-shots like Displaced Aggression, Tainted Love, Haunted Holidays, and The Other Side, which were all good in their own right, but didn't have that in-universe building, deep affection for the lore that we were hoping the mythical third movie would have. But the ongoing series that came out in 2011 has all that and more. When people say they want to see more with the original cast, this is what they're talking about. This series came out in the same year as IDW's Ninja Turtles ongoing, and like that series, it takes all the best elements of previous incarnations and mixes them together into one continuity that any fan can enjoy. And it adds a lot to these characters as well. Ray Stantz isn't just a lovable enthusiast. He has a very deep connection with the other side that we never knew about. And Winston is given more backstory than we ever thought possible for the character. He's an ex-Marine with a love interest and a real motivation besides whether or not there's a steady paycheck. And all this while speaking dialogue that fits with what we remember from the films. Nothing seems out of place. Now when I say that this is an ongoing, that's kind of a lie. The series ended in 2012 after 16 issues, but in 2013 we got a new ongoing unofficially called The New Ghostbusters. This series featured a new team which was led by Janine Melnitz, while the original team was stuck in an alternate dimension. This team even featured Kylie Griffin, who was originally from the Extreme Ghostbusters cartoon show. Remember what I said about this series pulling from all aspects of the Ghostbusters canon? This is what I'm talking about. Also, Extreme Ghostbusters, not as bad as you remember it. It's actually pretty good. I've given it another shot. It holds up. And this new series was good too. It was still being written by Burnham and Schranig and kept all the humor and wit of the previous series intact. Everything just continued on as normal. This series lasted for about 20 issues before they took a break to do some crossovers, including Ninja Turtles Ghostbusters. Yes, that's as good as you think it is. And Ghostbusters Get Real, where the Ghostbusters meet their counterparts from the real Ghostbusters cartoon show. Yes, that is also as good as you think it is. And finally, this year, Burnham and Schranig launched Ghostbusters International, which takes the in-universe franchise and sends them across the globe doing what makes them feel good. Ghostbusting. Bustin' makes them feel good. In this day and age of reboots and relaunches, it's rare that you find a series that stays consistent over the course of 5 years, especially a licensed comic. But like IDW's Ninja Turtles series, this team has just put out consistently good work over and over again. And it's honestly been on par with the best of the franchise. I think we all pretty much agree that the 2009 video game is, for all intents and purposes, Ghostbusters 3. In fact, some people even just call it Ghostbusters 3. If that's the case, I have no problem calling these 3 comic series Ghostbusters 4, 5, and 6. They really are that good. So the next time you feel yourself getting upset that women folk are ruining your Ghostbusters, first, knock it off. Second, your precious childhood hasn't been forgotten. It's just not in movies anymore, it's in comics. And that's not a bad thing. Have you guys read IDW's Ghostbusters? What do you think? Did you enjoy the mini-series before Eric Burnham came on? Did you read Ghostbusters Legion? I heard that took some really weird liberties with the franchise. Let me know down below or anywhere on the internet. As of this recording, I have not seen the new Ghostbusters movie. I have every intention of seeing it this week. Please don't be assholes in the comments. Apparently the movie's fine, so there's no reason to get upset anymore. New videos every Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday night is Wulff Den Lives. Make sure you tune in for that, or catch the archived version on Thursday. And as always, like if you like, subscribe if you really like, share this video with a friend. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.
I am going to now pitch to Sony and Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd and anybody who will listen. I'm going to pitch my take for Ghostbusters 3.
You know, if you want to send it to Dan Aykroyd, you can. You can email his. You can email him directly through his wine company.
Now, both the comic and the show primarily take place in Georgia, specifically around the Atlanta area. However, in Walking Dead issue 1, released in October 2003, we're introduced to Rick Grimes, a sheriff's deputy from the town of Cynthiana, Kentucky.